Hello everyone, this is Todd Ballinger, and we're really excited to share with you our new release. If you've already logged in this morning, you've probably seen, gosh, things look a little bit different, and I want to share with you something that we've been working on for over a month. We partnered with a couple of very bright minds in the industry, in the financial planning industry as well as the lending industry, and we've got a series of updates that are really based on your feedback and just some of the best and the brightest in how they're using the tool right now in their own businesses. So one of the first things that you're going to notice when you log in is there's no more advanced plan and simple plan. There's simply one link here for presentations. Okay? So when you start, you don't have to worry about toggling anymore. You just simply go into presentations and they'll start you on the Manage tab. Everything else is the same. You'll access these more advanced features for the interview and for the advanced repay feature tools right from within your normal plan. So that's something you shared with us you thought would be easier. You can toggle things on or off. So if I'm going through here and I'm creating a refinance plan and I go through and I select my referral partner for that particular plan and I put in my client information, everything here is exactly the same. But you'll notice now there's a button that says Show Detailed Interview Questions. So if I want to expand my interview to a more advanced interview, it then adds the Ask tab and provides me those additional questions in the normal process. If I don't want to use those particular advanced interview questions, I want to go with just the basic Manage tab and setting up my case, I can contract that and again it disappears. So this is going to allow you a little bit more control and flexibility. It's going to make it much cleaner and simpler for you. If I just go in and set up my Manage tab here and I'm good, then all I have to do is click the Borrow tab and go right next to the Borrow screen. Now on the Borrow screen, again, things have changed, not in terms of the format, but one of the big differences we hope you'll see is speed. So you'll notice now when I change a number, we've got a different format for how we're refreshing. That's done, that's changed. If I change it to 4.25, you should see it happening just this quickly. We're no longer refreshing the entire screen. That's going to make it a little bit easier on you and again hopefully help with some of the speed issues that a few people were showing. We have a lot of folks that say it's extremely fast, some say it's a little bit slower for them, so we've been going through and tweaking some ways to make it faster, so hopefully you'll see those speed enhancements as you go through the tool. Now we've spent a tremendous amount of time down here in this one area and we're really excited about it because we believe we've given you the absolute perfect blend of control in simplicity and accuracy in how you present the information, both the math and the logic to your client, as well as giving you some additional controls that some of you have asked about in the future. So let me explain to you what we've done. Again, I'm just going to take a real simple example here. Let's just say it's a $200,000 mortgage at 6%, and let's just say do something really simple like compare it to a 30-year fixed at 4%. So I've got 205,000 here. We'll just go ahead and make this. We've got closing costs of 2,050. I'll just go ahead and drop this down to 2,025. Right. So I'm just putting a little bit extra in there, so the client has a little bit of green here, a little bit of positive net cash at closing. The payment stuff flows as it always have. I can see the payment difference. But what we wanted to be able to do is this area around future wealth is so critical from both a compliance standpoint and in your being able to simply and clearly and compellingly show the client the value of your advice. So in working with a couple of financial planning experts in the industry, they've said, look, there's only one way. There's not two ways, there's not four ways, there's not three ways. There's only one way you can accurately share with someone the financial impact of their decisions, whether it be purchasing or refinancing. And that is, you must use the payment that they're making today and continue to make that same payment going forward. Or if they're contemplating a higher payment, say you're going from a 30 to a 15, you would need to use that higher payment as your new payment and pay that same higher amount towards your existing mortgage. In other words, to simplify, you need to make the same monthly payment each month. And if there's savings left over, that's savings that you can pay right into your checking account. It's money that sits there for you. It's your extra wealth. And let me show you how this works because it is really cool. So let's say I've got a client here that's got a 30-year fixed at 6%. Now I can look up here and see they have 337 months to go. So they're a couple of years into this, right? Now they're looking at a new 30-year fixed at 4%. So I can see the monthly payment difference. I'm paying $12.29 today. My new payment's going to be $9.67. So we know this intuitively, right? That if I'm going to spend $12.29 a month and I don't do this, I'll continue to spend $12.29 per month. But if I go with this new 30-year fixed, pay some closing costs, I'm increasing my loan amount, but I'm also decreasing my rate. That's reflected here in this payment. I'm now going to spend $9.67. But to be fair, I need to compare that to what I was already spending, $12.29 per month. Because I can see there's a payment difference. I've got an extra $2.62. If I add $9.67 and $2.62, that's going to give me $12.29. So what we've done is we have given you what we believe to be the most accurate, most effective way to analyze your options for your clients. And again, if you don't want to do this, all you do is simply shrink up this whole section here, and you can just focus on the closing costs and the payment. But for what I really think you're going to want to learn to do, because this will so differentiate you from your competition, is you want to be really, really good at using this section. And to do that, we had to simplify it even further. So we have a fixed payment at $12.29.08. What that means is, going forward, this client's paying $12.29.08, or they're going to pay $12.29.08. The difference here is, in this case, all $12.29.08 is going towards their current debt or debt service. In this case, they're going to spend $12.29.08, but $9.67 is for debt service, and the balance of $2.62 they can pay towards either their savings account, their checking account, or they can pay it towards their existing mortgage. So all you're doing is saying, what we're going to do is pay the same amount. And let me show you why this makes it so much easier to explain it to your clients. So if the clients say, I'm looking at refinancing, should I do this? You're able to say, well, we're going to save you $2.62 a month, but let me show you what that really means. What's your time frame? They tell you their time frame. Let's say it's 7 years. We can make the appreciation rate 0. That's just for simplicity. The house is going to be worth $250 in the future, just like it is today. What's your savings rate? It can be 0. It can be 5%. It can be whatever it is that you want to put in there. But the key here now is, you'll notice how much simpler this is. It's actually the shortest section now on this page, where it was the longest before. You're going to pay $12.29.08 per month. That means over 7 years, you're going to spend $103,243 here, or $103,243 here. So this, we're finding, as we've gone through and explained this, and we've done some client discussions and loan officer discussions, it's so cool. If you need to know more information, you can drill down into interest and principal payments, and I can even drill down further, and I can see exactly how much is being paid into each category if I've got multiple things that are going on. But I think you're going to find, doing it this way, you'll be able to simply say, you are going to spend over the next 7 years $103,243 in this situation. In the new scenario, you're spending $103,243, the same amount. What's different? Well, the house value is the same, $250 and $250. Your mortgage liabilities are $176 versus $148. So one of the first things I can see here is I have a lot more equity. That extra $262, because I'm repaying the mortgage with that amount, is going to pay down those liabilities. My equity, your equity, is going to jump from $73,841 to $101,110. We're also giving you $475 cash at closing. So now our simple formula, you can see right here, equity, that's your equity that you have, your wealth, minus your payments that you've made, and those are going to be the same, minus the cash to close, if there was cash to close, equals your wealth impact. So you're able to get down to a true single number wealth impact number. Over 7 years, this is going to save you $27,743. What if the client says, well, I don't know if we'll be here that long, it's just going to be 5 years. With the simple slide, I can show them this is worth $18,727. That's net to you. And more importantly, you have 337 months to go. Because of this, you can be debt-free in 240 months with the same monthly payment. Because again, we're benchmarking off of their cash flow, and that's so critical. If they said they wanted to build their savings over the next 7 years, all I would do is click the savings button, and now that $262 a month that's left over here is going into savings. So my liabilities, $176 versus $174, I can see they're about the same. But what do I have that I wouldn't have had? I have $22,034 in my savings account. So what's the wealth impact here? Positive $24,397, and I can see the savings I'll have in just 7 years. When you start playing with this, I think you're going to be so tickled, because it really allows you to very quickly and very easily explain to someone what you're doing for them. Now, we've also given you, though, because other people said, I want this super control. I want to be able to go with just the minimum payment that they have today. So they're going to pay $12.29. That's the minimum payment, or $9.67. If you want to compare it this way, you can. The math is all going to be correct and accurate, and you're going to be able to see the same numbers displayed here. But for those who want to be more manually oriented, we've given you another amazing tool. I can click beside any number, and I can add an unlimited number of variables. I can put in, if I'd like, 262, and I'd like to see that go in monthly, starting in month 1 until the loan is paid off, and I can click Save, and voila. That now has been added into this particular scenario, and I can apply it towards repaying, and I'm getting the same results. But it gives you that control. I would also like to add a new payment, a $10,000 one-time payment in month 60. And I click Save, and now that's been applied to this loan. I can even come in here and say that the client's going to rent as well, and they're going to rent for $300 a month, and they're going to do that from month 1 until month 36. So they've got a renter for 3 years. I can add all those variables, and they will all flow through into the math here below. How cool is that? So it gives you the ability to control whatever you want to control, and I can easily come in here and delete, and I can do that with each individual column. So if I've got 2 or 3 or 4 scenarios, I can create any combination that I want. This is going to give you the power to go in and get as deep and as drilled down as you want to with individual scenarios, or take our fixed monthly and we're going to go through and optimize each payment as whatever the highest payment would be. That's if it's a possibility that you would get a 15 or a payment that's higher, that's what's able to be paid. That's the amount that we're going to apply each month so that you can see apples to apples exactly which scenario is the best and how financially impactful it's going to be to that client. So if I want to go out 20 years and say, look, you're going to be in this house for 20 years, this is going to save you 70, this is going to save you 95, this is what I would propose. So a lot of you have been really excited about the repay and what we're doing with the advanced repay, but again, it's not something you want to use on every case. So now you don't have to toggle between simple or advanced. You just go through your normal process, and if you want to get into the advanced repay features, you simply click Show Advanced Repay, and that tab will pop up. So you can do the interview or the repay. You can kind of build your own interface as you go through. I can click Use Same as Borrow tab. That'll just pull over my defaults from the other screen. And you'll notice now we make this super simple. We collapse the payment and the equity. You can expand those if you want more details, but it's going to show you're going to spend over 20 years $294. Your equity is $155. Your equity minus payment is negative $139. That's what it's going to cost you to be in the house over the next 20 years based on this scenario. Down here, your payments are going to be $294. Your equity is going to be $250. So you've got a negative equity of 43, but you're picking up and saving $95,313 by going with my recommendation. But what you're going to see here that's really fantastic is we brought over all those controls here now, so you can again build as sophisticated or as simple a scenario as you want. You could just go with this and show the graphs and the charts on the report, but I can also go through and say, what if the client felt like they could really spend $1,500 a month? If I wanted to do that here, or maybe they wanted to see they've got a bonus that they get at the end of each year of $20,000. They want to know if I made a $20,000 one-time payment at the end of, say, 12 months, and let's say I'm going to apply that towards the mortgage. You'll notice see the dent there? So here's the mortgage, and boom, this gets paid down here. If I put it over here into savings, so you still got those same great controls, I put it into savings, notice there's a big additional deposit of $20,000 12 months, and it just flatlines. Why? Because there's no interest. So if the after-tax savings rate is 5%, I put that in, and now I get to see that one-time payment going in and that nice little curve here. What if I'd like to say I want to do that for 3 years? I can click Add Payment, and I got another $20,000. I want to make a one-time payment in month 24. And I've got another $20,000 that's coming in. These are the types of things you guys have shared with us. These are not everyday scenarios, but stuff that comes in that you want to be able to show clients. So I'm going to make a $20,000 payment, $20,000 payment, $20,000 payment. I'm going to do that in month 20 or year 1, 2, and 3. I see those deposits going in. There's no new money coming, but the compounds up. I can see my debt free is in 16 years and 6 months. So I can compare apples to apples. I could come down and duplicate that here. Or maybe down here, I wanted to see if I do the new mortgage, but just waited and made a $60,000 one-time payment at the end of month 36, would that still be okay? What would that look like? Here's the big payment in year 36. I'm still going to be debt-free in 12 years and 6 months, so I'm still paying off sooner than this scenario. You can get as creative as you want. You can even compare, let's say that you were going to compare a 30-year fixed as the new loan that you're doing, and down here I can compare that loan to itself, meaning I can do multiple scenarios on the new loan and compare it to different scenarios with the new loan, giving you complete flexibility in how you build out your cases and your plans for a client. So we're really excited about this new feature. Again, it's simple. I can toggle it off. It disappears from the reports. It disappears from my screen if I don't need it. But if I want to use those advanced features, they're right there. No more going back and forth between simple and advanced. But we've given you the ability to really do something that no other program can, and that is provide an accurate, to-the-penny financial wealth impact analysis for your client over whatever time period, and meet any of their different needs as it relates to alternative scenarios that you might see coming up. The present page is just like it was before. No changes there. Most of our focus has been around speed, accuracy, and again, the interface for you to make it simpler. So we hope you're as excited about this as we are. Please give us your feedback. If you like it, if you don't like it, tell us what you think about it. It helps us prioritize what we're building for the future. So we wish you the best. Have a fantastic day.